sends me a
Well,
bill.
you can correct it.
Yeah, no, believe me, it'll be right by the end of the third payment. Okay, item 14D, return of Potts Road escrow. It looks to me like from the packet that we ought to refund escrow that was not spent in the amount of $634. Is that correct, Dan?
Yes, and I'll move to make that payment.
Hallelujah. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
So I just wanted to bring
Moved
up.
by Dan, seconded by Brand.
I just wanted to bring up, I talked to Sri about this, because I'm like, I thought we had already done something like this, and we had we were holding a performance bond on them that we did have to release, that the board had to approve. This is usually just an administrative, we didn't need a vote on this one.
We did for another refund.
Yeah,
That's the only reason.
but most of that stuff is administrative, we usually don't have to.
Okay.
So it's one of those things, either we're going to have to, for any release of funds, we're gonna have to do it, or we gotta be consistent,
Okay.
is the point.
Might also have to do with the amount.
I don't think it, I mean, the bond was a lot more.
Well, if
Yeah,
we were
this-
talking about tens of thousands of dollars for a church or a
Yeah.
auto dealer,
Yeah,
I think this board might want to weigh in. But for $600, I don't need to weigh in.
yeah. So maybe we look at setting a number for that, whatever, you know, if there's retainer, you know, any of this retainer left over or escrow. If it's under a certain amount, then it can be.
Our standard is if the supervisor can authorize anything under 3,500, so if you want to stick with that for trust and agency, we can. I mean, I have no.
To be honest with you, I don't know how much is usually left over in escrow, so that's a question to say. What's
Usually
the
we're asking
average?
for more.
Yeah, so
We usually underestimate the amount.
we're asking for more in escrow. Yeah, I mean, we could set a number to that, but.
All right. So
That's true.
I'm just going to say then that the board feels that this can be an administrative decision.
So I'll
Do we need a vote?
retract my motion.
Thank you, Dan. All right.
Hopefully, Brand will.
Yeah, so support.
So the next item by my calculation is budget amendments. I put together
A bunch of them, huh?
several lines that I personally believe should be amended, but I would like this body to decide what they want to do. We don't get measured based on line item budget performance. We get measured based on department level performance. So we don't necessarily have to correct every single line item in the budget that's over budget. I put this list together so that the result would be that those corresponding departments would almost certainly be within budget by the end of March.
And do you have the totals per department?
I don't.
And do they have to be motions made by department?
I envisioned that if we wanted to amend this list, we could strike something out or we could change dollar amounts, but I would adopt the whole list as amended.
So to the line item detail.
Yes, because there is no budget for the department. The department budget is the sum of the line items.
Which would be the budget, but, okay. And do they each?
But I can't enter a department number.
Do they each individually need to be, or can it be approved by the full sheet of amendments?
I think it could be approved by the full sheet.
I'll make that motion to make the budget amendments recommended by the treasurer as detailed on page number 143 of the packet. Making adjustments to line items in the clerks, under treasurer, under elections, grounds and township operations.
Second.
Motion by Dan, second by Jeff. I apologize for my informality, but that's how I think of you guys.
That's
I mean, it's no disrespect at all. Further discussion? Hearing none. Elena, would you please call the roll?
Arms,
Aye.
Marisak,
Aye.
Menzel,
Aye.
Devon,
Aye.
Vander,
Aye.
Sharp.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. You'll keep me out of treasurer jail.
Well, that wasn't.
Now I take it back.
Yeah, if we'd have known that.
That was a transparent audit.
All right, item, I don't know what letter, but it's PDR survey. Shelley,
Yeah, the PDR committee is, they're now looking for money to get a cost of a survey for property 2024-6. Usually in the past, we haven't had to do this at this stage, but one of the state funding sources is now requiring a survey before we can move even into the next step now. So this is a disappointment, but it exists. So we'd like to move to the next step on this property, and we've already got an estimate for the survey to be $3,700, but we would like to have the board move to approve the cost of the survey not to exceed $4,000 for property 2024-6.
may I ask a question? How long is the survey valid? Like if we get it and this project doesn't go through, could that survey still be used on that property a year from now?
Yeah, I don't know how long it's good for, but yes, to that specific time frame because we have something like that.
Okay.
That boundary survey that's recorded,
Is that all it is? It's a boundary survey?
I assume so.
I
It
don't,
says it's oh, yes. They're asking for a survey, not an appraisal.
Is that how much a boundary
Appraisal would
survey
be done.
costs?
Oh.
Appraisal would have been done prior.
I think they already have the appraisal because that's the
Yeah.
value of the property.
That's probably a boundary survey. I mean, if it's 70 acres, that's a big survey. Oh, yeah. Even like a couple acres, 2 acres would be like $1,000, $2,000.
Oh, I wish.
Depends on where they have to bring the points in.
So I'll make a motion to approve the cost of the survey not to exceed $4,000 for property 2024-6, related to the PDR fund.
Second.
Motion by Dan, second by Jeff. Further discussion? Seeing none, Elena, would you please call the roll?
Sharp,
Aye.
Devon,
Aye.
Vander,
Aye.
Arms,
Aye.
Menzel,
Aye.
Marisak.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the next item on the agenda is correspondence.
It is, and we just have a few, pardon me, we just have one sheet, a few items to bring to your attention that we have deadlines coming up for ballot wording. Donna remembered that, pardon me, that all I can think of is Steve, what's his last name?
Mr. Bemis.
Mr. Bemis. There was some discussion of putting Siren Millage on the ballot, and she just wanted to bring to the board's attention that
So
we've got to have that.
if we wanted to do that, our last opportunity would be in April.
August.
This is not a popular.
No, April if we wanted to do it in August.
Yes, and August.
July if we wanted to do it in November.
Well,
May's 12th is the
it says August 11th on our schedule.
Our meeting would be,
Oh,
our
it's-
main meeting would be.
kind of stuff in there.
So it's not possible for us to use any of the public safety millage for this.
It is, but
We don't need it.
we're going to, this body at some point in the future is going to have to raise the millage that we levy already.
Which we can, right? We
Yes.
have.
We have some
space
breathing
to-
room,
yeah.
yes.
We should look at the language of the public safety
specific.
Well, and our correspondence is just to bring to your attention that if you want anything on there, these are our deadlines that we have to work.
That's a great point, Dan, thank you. All right, this is the time for the second call to the public. Anyone that is interested can stand up and say whatever you want for 3 minutes.
Take us home.
Take us home. Would you like to say anything to us tonight?
I just was doing my kind of monthly by monthly check-in, see if you
It's
guys,
really great to have you here, I appreciate it.
see if you guys had anything for me. I did not get the reports out. I was on vacation last week, and when I got back from vacation on Sunday, I reviewed them and they were dirty, is what I call it. It was a dirty report. It had bad information in there.
Okay.
But when I was looking through the packet, it looks like somebody did send something to you guys, but it wasn't me.
There was something, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not clean information. So
Okay.
that information is incorrect. I kicked a bunch of logs back that would clean up that information, but our analyst who creates those reports was off yesterday, because yesterday was a holiday, so I should have them to you guys by Thursday.
Okay.
I guess who should I send it to for right now?
Tony Brevant is our clerk,
Okay.
and she is the recipient of all of the correspondence.
Okay, because we went back to only sending it to the supervisors and having the supervisors send it, but it sounds like.
You can send it to both. Yeah,
Please,
you
please include our office.
Yeah,
We want to make sure it gets in.
yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question? When I was looking over that report, a consistent question I had is, there are like 65 or 70 animal complaints over the course of the year. Is there any way for us to figure out what those are?
That's a good question.
How many are barking dogs?
Yeah, I just want to know if they're like
Yes.
barking dogs or escaped dogs, or are they like,
Evil chickens.
they're always evil.
Christmas festival.
Chickens are evil. What's you love?
Errant pigs.
Yes and no.
Okay.
The quick answer is, no, we can't do it. The long answer is yes. I would have to pull all the calls, and then I'd have to individually go through each one to see what the situation was.
Okay.
So
What are you seeking to understand?
if that information is needed, we can get it. It would just be
Well, there were lots of residents who brought up the issue of what's a nuisance noise versus what's an animal ordinance issue, and I just kind of wanted to see, we weren't able to track those when we created the ordinance, and I just wanted to see what was really,
What are the complaints?
what do we not see that's a complaint that's coming through?
and we don't have a way that we track it, like on, I guess our biggest one would be outside of dogs. We get a lot of cows in the roadway.
That's really what we
Cows that somehow manage to escape the farm
have.
and end up in
Yes,
the roadway.
yes.
And you will never guess where our most
In
common
the city?
area is, Ypsi Township in the South District.
Oh, wow.
Really?
There's a
That's fun.
farmer down there that needs to do some fence work. I don't know if he's been taught or not, but one of us need to go teach fence work. But yeah, most of our cow complaints are in the South District of Ypsi Township, weirdly. But yes, we could get it if it's really desired information. It would just be one of those things where like, hey, can you pull this, and maybe I would prefer to do it maybe on a quarterly request versus a yearly request.
Yeah, I don't think we need it all the time. I was just, because it's about the same number
Yeah.
last year, if you look at it, so I was just curious
Yeah.
for my own mind, what's the breakdown of it over the last year, but I don't need it.
Essentially, what I would do is I would pull each call. It'd be easier for me to do it, because then I wouldn't have to redact information. I would pull each call, and I would just have to read what the 911 or the non-emergency caller stated the issue was.
Mhm.
And then whatever either our deputy or our ACO documented it as.
life. But one thing I do notice in our township, and have noticed for years, is that the ditches almost always have alcoholic containers and alcoholic beverage containers in them, not in a small quantity. And I do have a concern about the drinking and driving that's happening in our township, and I'm wondering what we're doing and what more we might be doing.
So the sheriff's office participates and has participated in at least 18 years, as long as I've been around. It's called OHSP, Office of Highway Safety Planning, where the last 7 years I've personally written the grants for money to deploy drunk driving details. And we have drunk driving details that we post overtime for, where deputies work, and we split it up into 2 different areas, east and west stops, where we'll put people in east stops, where they bounce back and forth between Superior and Nipsey Township, doing drunk driving enforcement, and we'll put people in west stops, where they bounce back and forth between Dexter, Scioto, and Manchester collaboration, looking for drunk drivers. The state actually changed it. I think we're in our 3rd year now, where previously they had mandated enforcement periods, and they were really weird on how they picked their times. It wasn't very
Times of day?
days of the month that we could do enforcement, and it didn't match up to like all the big holidays. Well, a couple years ago they changed it, and they started allowing us to pick their dates. So now when I write the grants, I write drunk driving enforcement periods around 4th of July, Thanksgiving week, Christmas, Super Bowl weekend, St. Patty's.
New Year's.
New Year's is one of the state ones that is mandated. New Year's, no, not New Year's, I'm all confused now. There's like 6 different periods that I pick, in addition to the state required ones, where we post overtime, where people can sign up for these details, that are all holiday or party seasons, I like to call it, where we traditionally have seen drunk driving increase during those time periods. So now we have money that's from the state, which is from the feds, to put extra patrols out for that reason. And then we also get money for speed enforcement, for extra speed enforcement, texting, or distracted driving it's called, and seatbelt enforcement.
You know, distracted driving.
That's,
I don't know why people can't say how many times I did it.
I did get it. I'm not a distracted driver.
I would say probably 95% of people are distracted driving. And when people refer to distracted driving, they're like, it's why people on phones. No, that's not distracted. Yes, that is, but that's not the limitation of distracted driving. One of the biggest ones, and I'm just as guilty sometimes as everybody else, is when our dogs are riding shotgun with us and they jump over to our lap and they're like, nice doggy. And then that's classified as distracted driving, where it can be issued a citation for that. Does it happen? Probably not. We all have dogs or goats or whatever animal you got in the car with you, a cow.
Always riding, my cow's always riding shotguns.
Cell phones are huge.
I just like the ones doing 90 down the highway and they're on their
Listen,
phone.
we're not gonna pull in any speed.
They didn't even see
What's
you.
in here?
Yeah, or eating or putting makeup on.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much for coming, I appreciate it.
And if you guys need anything, you always reach out. I think next month will be my skip month. I didn't come in January, it was in December, I think was the last. Next month I have another one, but technically I have 3 townships on the same Tuesday. And I try and hit both you and.
Were you at Dexter
I was
earlier
at Dexter
tonight?
first, because they
Yeah.
started at 6, but they had their budget meeting, I'm like, oh, that means we're starting late today. So that's why I walked in a little bit later than our usual start time.
We're happy we canceled ours.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that, but our supervisor had a death in the family, so.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
All right,
Have a
thank
good
you.
night, and thank you.
Sheila, would you like to say anything more? No pressure.
I'm not prepared.
Okay, you're good.
Thank you.
Peter?
Take us home.
All right. Concerns of board members?
I will say thank you for running a smooth meeting.
Oh,
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I'm glad to help. All right, any other concerns? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
A supported motion, no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries.
Elena?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.